Hey guys, welcome to another video, and this is another question that we have, so let's get on with it. So whenever an account is created or updated, okay, so we know that for account object we have to create a flow, okay, and the condition is that whether it is created or updated, and check whether or not email, which is a text field, okay, is in a valid format, okay, and show custom error if it is not. Skip the validation if email is left blank or empty. Okay, so basically what we understood is that we have to create a custom field email of text type, and if something is written in that email field, we have to check that whether it is in a proper format or not. And if it's not in that proper format, we have to display a custom error. So this is an example of before save, fast field updates, that we have to we have to fire the flow before it is saved in the database. Like we have to stop the saving of the record if the email is not in a correct format. So let's jump to our flow screen. Okay, so I've already created that email field that we talked about. Okay, so here it is, this custom field. Okay, it is of text type. Now we have to create a record triggered flow. Let's hit create, search for object, it's account. So let's see, select create or updated. What are the entry conditions? So I'm gonna add a condition. I'm gonna say email uh, is null, and I'm going to say false. As you can see that for booleans we can use this global constant dot false or global constant dot true. This is equivalent to false, unchecked, or no. So I can say that okay, if it is not null, that user is typing something into email field, then only I'm gonna consider it. Okay, so this means that email is not null. Okay, so now here I'm gonna say fast field updates because I'm gonna be checking before it is saved in the database. Okay, so let's have a decision here. Okay, so check whether email is valid. I'm gonna say not valid. Okay, now before selecting decision, I'm just gonna first I'm gonna create a resource here. Now what I'm going to say in this resource, I'm going to create a formula field, and the API name would be is valid. Okay, data type would be boolean, and so there is this function called regex. Okay, this returns true if the text matches this regex test. For the text, I'm going to say that record and its email field, compare this with, so I just found this regex from the internet. Let's see if this works. Okay, where is our flow? Here it is. So let's see if this works. Okay, and it's gonna be, let's check the syntax. It's valid. Create this variable. Okay, is valid is created. Now I'm gonna say here decision. So check email is valid or not. The label would be not valid. So I'm going to say if is valid is equals to global constant false, then okay, then click on done. So here two paths are created for us. One which is not valid, I specified the condition that if is valid is false, then I'm going to go to this side. If it is not, I'm going to go to this side. Now as it said that we have to show a custom error, so the label would be email not valid, API name. So in a window on a record page as an inline error on a field. So I think inline error would be more appropriate, and we have to show this at the email field. Okay, the error message. So I'm going to just say that okay, email is in wrong format. Okay, there you go. And so let's just, okay, let's hit save and check for valid email on account. Okay, there you go. Let's hit on save and let's click on debug. No, but we don't have like, okay, first let's just click on test party. As we know that there is nothing on the email part of this record, so I think it just skip, not triggered obviously because the entry criteria did not satisfy. Okay, so one thing I have to mention is that whenever we debug, okay, here you can get all the details, how many records are created, what is happening, what is the outcome of a decision element, how the elements are looping, everything is written here. Okay, for now this loop is very small and it's not doing anything much, so there is nothing in the debug details, it's not even triggered. So but one thing I have to mention is that whatever records here are created, they are going to roll back at the end of this debug, they're not going to be reflected in the database. Okay, so that's one important point that I have to mention. So let's hit activate and check whether it is working or not. Okay, so let's go to the accounts page here. Okay, here we have test party details. Okay, now let's search for email. I think this is it. I hope there's not another email. Okay, so email. Now let's start with something abrupt, so I'm just gonna write anything and let's click save, whether it's working or not. Okay, email is in wrong format. There you go. Now let's write it in the right format. I'm just gonna say test text example.com. Okay, let's see if it's gonna let us. Okay, so it's working. Now let's just clear out this field and let's see. Okay, it is working because in this case the trigger is not the flow is not triggered. Okay, that's why we were able to save this field. So that is all for this video. I just wanted to explain this, before save concept, that if you have to do some operation, if you have to do some logic before the record is being saved, we should just use before save or fast field updates type of flow. Now I'm just gonna quickly go through what we have done in this flow. So first of all, we specified that, okay, we have to like do uh, create a flow for account, and we have to trigger this flow whenever it is created or updated. And the condition is one, that email is not left empty. If email is filled, we are going to check it. Optimize for fast field updates, that means we are going to check it before it is saved to the database. Then we just created a formula. I just picked up some regex from the internet, and we just applied the regex formula provided by Salesforce. We compared it, okay, and it was giving us a boolean. We use that boolean here, and if it is not valid, we just simply displayed a custom error. That's it. I think it is a pretty simple flow. That is all for this video. Thank you for tuning in, and if you like this video, kindly give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to this channel. Thank you.